Hi, this is Marnie Marcus and Sue Painter back with the online business reality show, or Marnie and Sue's Peep Show, where we pull back the curtains on our lives and businesses and share with you what's working and what's not online. So welcome back, Sue.
Thank you. I'm wondering if Mercury is retrograde. Marnie kept sending me asking me to join her in the Peep Show, and I wasn't getting anything. I thought she was off gallivanting with her new husband. I called her on her phone and was like, "We're supposed to be on." And she was like, "I'm sending you the invitation." So I don't know what happened. But anyway, we're here now. We're sorry we're starting late. I thought being newlywed had overtaken everything, Marnie.
Sometimes it feels that way, but not today.
So we're here. If you have questions, we'd love to answer them. And I had an interesting conversation today. I've been like, talking. I facilitated a mastermind group that I've been a part of for a couple of years now, and was talking about new stuff that's upcoming for me. And then I was interviewed for a solid hour on Traffic Driver Radio, which is all about how to drive traffic to your website and how to do online businesses. And then I had like 15 minutes, and then this show started. So I have something to drink at the ready in case my voice gives out. But it was interesting to be on there, and it was fun. And I've been doing a lot of taping. Yesterday I did an hour taping on how to run group coaching programs, because there's a group coaching telesummit coming up that I'm going to be one of the speakers for. So it's been busy lately. It's been really busy lately, which is good because most people might know by now that on Friday, Bill and I lost Jake, our beloved, very beloved puppy. And, well, not a puppy. He was a puppy to me. He was 14 years old, but he was a puppy. He had a stroke. And so we lost him, and it's bereft around the house without him. But that's how life goes. You love them till the very last minute, and then you have to let them go. And so we're just getting used to that now. Now, maybe the thing for today is letting go. What are you letting go of, Marnie?
I don't know. Right now, I feel like I let go of everything. But you got a haircut. It looks good. Just want to say. Did you get a haircut?
No, I didn't get a haircut. I probably need one, but I haven't had one.
Well, anyway, style different. Looks good. Anyway. So.
You know what? Push back behind my ears, I think. So yeah, after we get done with this, I'm headed to the pool to do my, I love to swim, so I try to get in the pool every day. So
still warm enough to swim?
We switch. Our neighborhood has an indoor pool and an outdoor pool. So the outdoor pool is now closed, and we're in the indoor pool. So it's not as much fun, but it gets the job done, and it keeps my legs strong. So that's what. So maybe we should talk about, I had an interesting conversation with a few people about Blab, Marnie, and a couple of people really feel like Blab is going to be the death knell of Google Hangouts on Air. So I'm starting to wonder if we should move the Peep Show over to Blab. Have any thoughts about that?
So we'd use our phones for that instead of...
No, one thing I like about Blab as opposed to Periscope is it is an app on your phone, but it also is an app on your laptop or MacBook.
Oh, okay.
So you can run it from a screen just like we do right now with Google Hangouts on Air. And I much prefer that to Periscope, because Periscope, you're staring at this tiny little phone and people are sending you messages, and you're like, so you have a bigger visual field, and it's a whole lot easier to run the dashboard.
So does it automatically save to, where does it save to, the show?
It does automatically. It doesn't automatically. You have to click over on the left-hand side and say, save this, and it will save it. And then you can download it. It gives you a link, and you can download it. Then you can upload it to YouTube or break it up into segments or whatever you would do, just like what we do with this.
Okay. So for this, we don't have to do anything else. We just stop and it's recorded. I don't even have to touch it again. So that's kind of nice.
Yeah.
So
but I'm thinking that if we did that, we would really have to start coming up with strong titles, because people join your Blabs based on what's in your title. So we would have to be, we would have to be thinking about we're going to talk about XYZ. So we probably have to plan our content a little bit more. But I wonder if we wouldn't get more viewers, because when I've done blabs, I've had 60 or 70 people hop on immediately.
Oh, well, that is better. I mean, definitely.
And we often don't have, huh?
That's definitely
What?
better.
Yeah. So I don't know, maybe we'll try one. We have a regular Google Hangout scheduled for next week, but maybe the week after, Marnie, you should get Blab on your laptop, and we should maybe do a test one and see how we like it. And we might get a wider distribution and reach more people and be able to take their questions live if we got on that network. I don't know. We might hate it, but I'm just opening the question, should we do it?
I wonder if there's a way to simultaneously broadcast. Probably not. Probably two apps can't share the same webcam.
Yeah, I would think two apps would fight with each other.
Probably.
I think you could run a recording in the background, like you could probably run Camtasia in the background and catch it on your computer, as well as on the download link that you get from Google HOA or from Blab. But I don't think you can run two apps at the same time.
Okay. All right. So can you recap your traffic tips that you gave today? I'm kind of curious.
Well, let's see. We talked a little bit about, everybody wants to know which, should I be on Facebook? Should I be on Twitter? You know, you probably get that question too, Marnie. You know, should I be on LinkedIn? Where should I be? And the answer to where you should be is you should go hang where your target market is. And a lot of times people don't know where their target market is. They haven't done the research. They haven't asked people where do they hang out. You know, talk to people on the phone, like Marnie, I know you like to do. So, you know, if there's some generalities, I mean, if your market is 16-year-old boys, you don't want to be on Facebook because they're not on Facebook. But, you know, you have to really think about where is your most ideal client hanging out. Where do they go for social media? And then that's where you need to be, in those kind of forums and on those kind of channels. And so the issue becomes a lot of people own businesses who don't really have their target market very clearly defined, and they don't know where their target market is hanging. Sometimes people think everybody's on Facebook, and if you just do Facebook ads, you can attract anybody. And while that might in part be true, you have to be really damn good at it to do that if your target market largely isn't on that channel. So it goes back to, are you really specific enough about who you most want to work with? Who are they? What do they look like? Where do they hang out? How old are they? Are they using apps on their phone, or are they on their laptop or on their MacBook? And then go hang out in those places. You have to research. So one thing you can do is, you know, if there's somebody else in your industry who is a big name and what you offer is similar to what they offer, you can go follow them and see where they hang out. You're either going to see them on Facebook a lot, or you're going to see them on Twitter a lot, and you're going to know that that's working for them, so it should work for you. So that's one way to do research. But it really is, you've got to know where your people are, and then use those channels. That's what I said. You might have another take on it, Marnie, but that's the bottom, that's it in a nutshell for me.
Nope, that makes sense. Makes sense. I was sitting here thinking, I thought, I wonder where successful entrepreneurial women hang out. They probably hang out on Facebook, don't they? Like older women, 30 to 50.
They hang out on Facebook. They hang out on Instagram. A lot of them are hanging out on Blab and Periscope now. Some of them, if you're looking at professional women, some of them hang out on LinkedIn. I've noticed a lot more marketing stuff on LinkedIn than there was even 3 months ago. It's starting to be kind of crowded. People are asking to connect with me, and then the minute I accept the connection, they send me a marketing piece. You know, could I help you do XYZ? Which is like, it's not, you know, you need to build a relationship first. So at least ask me a question, you know.
Yeah.
Kind of like, you want to kind of go to dinner before you have a kiss, right? Same thing. That's appropriate for newlywed. Yeah. So, I don't know. So,
Huh.
Yeah, so that's you have to really think about where are your people lurking, and then you have to lurk in those same places. Um, or establish yourself. I mean, if you don't own the niche, then you have to own the message about the niche. So if you don't own the niche of being a business coach, like you and I are both business coaches, really, and that's a pretty broad niche. So we have to be really succinct in there in our message and see how our message is different from other people's messages. So my message is pretty different. You have to grow yourself to grow your business, and I'm all about, no matter what happens to you, keeping your ground of being and your heart in it, and knowing that owning a business is going to challenge you both internally within yourself and then externally within the tools it takes to build the back end of your business. So I'm about, having business that is creating the life you want and with wisdom, and not just all tools. You can't do it with just all tools. And so you have to have that message. You have to own the message if you don't own the niche. You're not going to be successful if you don't own one or the other.
That's good advice. I like that. That's good. So, let me think. What else we got going on? What projects you got going?
I am I'm about midway through formulating my copy and my my marketing campaign I'm going to do an all virtual group coaching program in 2016. It's going to be a 10-month program that runs January through October 2016. And I'll be launching that before Christmas. So I'm working with who wants to affiliate to that and help me recruit people into the group. And I'm working at, what are we going to be doing? What are we going to be focusing on? What are the topics? When are we going to meet? That kind of thing. So I've been working on that. Going to be called Evolve, because I think life is all about evolving yourself and your business. And certainly for me, over this year, I have evolved. At the first of the year, I was a daughter and a dog mom and a healthy person. And now I am no longer a daughter. I am no longer a dog mom. And while I am healthy, in the medical community, I'm looked at as a cardiac patient, right? So things have changed. I'm evolving. And so we all evolve. That's part of life. And we have to make sure that we're taking our businesses along with us. So I'm going to talk a lot about that. And that's fun and interesting for me to do. So just about fell off my stool. Sorry for the jump. Had to pop up and pop back down. How about you? What are you about these days?
Well,
you got your
got what coming up?
Your book?
Yes, I am excited about it because I'm doing this as a telesummit book on having it all, entrepreneurial women, successful women who also have happy marriages. And Sue's going to be part of it because she and Bill are all happy little love couple over there. And, so anyway, I've put them all, I'm still gathering them. I've got about 4 or 5 more I'm going to add to it. And I've gathered them in a Facebook group. And I like to do things really collaboratively. So I'm getting them to give me feedback on the questions and stuff. And then going to be interviewing them over the next month. And I'm doing this one a little differently because most of the collaborative books that I've done in the past, people submit chapters.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Excuse me. Don't know where that came from.
So this, I'm actually, bless you again. Anyway, so this one I'm not going to have them submit chapters. I'm just going to interview all of y'all and take the wisdom that you give me and chunk it into chapters on specific subjects and quote each of you and pull it together so that, well, number one, I can control the content a little bit better that way. And then sometimes people have a lot of wisdom, but they can't write, and then I have to, navigate, well, your chapter's just not well written, but I want to include your stuff. So anyway, I'm going to try this one a little differently where I just aggregate it. I'm interviewing everybody, doing it as a telesummit, and then turn it into a book and doing a book launch summit at the same time in the month of February for Valentine's Love Month. And on the back end of that, I'm going to do a, well, I don't know whether we'll call it this, but Sue suggested calling it "Find the Man of Your Dreams." So
I said that, or who said that? Me, Sue? I said that?
I think you did. I think you were the one who said
Yeah,
it.
your dreams, honey.
Maybe you didn't mean to leave the "you" off of you when you typed it. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure you put "Find the Man of Your Dreams." So I'm going to try doing like a 6-month coaching program to take people through, the transformation that's got to happen within you before you can attract what it is that's good for you. So
I think we have a theme going here, and the theme is it's all in here. It's all about you. Because we were just talking about that on Traffic Drivers Radio, and actually we were talking about that the other day when I was doing this group coaching summit thing. I did a video that I put up as a part of my e-zine that went out today. That was a video about me talking about this year and what this year has meant for me in terms of, quote, bad things happening, and how it is if you're a responsible adult in the world, then you take what happens and you integrate it into your life, and it becomes a part of who you are, and it feeds you and informs you and teaches you, and then you are stronger and you still go on about your business. And so when things aren't working, we always want to push to the outside and blame other things or events or circumstances or people because of what's not working. But the truth of the matter is, we control and can manifest a lot. And so even if we're peeved about it or mad about it or upset about it, we really, if we learn to start with ourselves and our own frame of mind and where our own heart is, then things around us change more easily. So I really like what Marnie is saying about this find the man of your dreams has to be from within here. It's incumbent upon you to have that mindset and be in that open place where that kind of magic can happen. And, we talked last week about, I did that when I was in the hospital 2 weeks ago. I had the choice to buy into the sickness and disease that all the nurses and doctors around me were talking about, or to calm myself down and look toward and move toward and energetically move my body and my spirit toward health, rather than toward buying into how sick and how scary this was. And we have that choice. We have that choice. Even as sad as it was with Jake dying, there are always good sides to every bad, horrible thing. And so there's a good side in that Bill and I are free to travel a lot more now if we want to, because we would never take long trips because we don't believe in kenneling our dogs for very long. A week is about the most we would ever put them in a kennel. So, there's sadness and then there's freedom, and it comes from almost everything that happens to us. And certainly it's that way in business. So I like that your coaching program is going to be based on what can the person do who thinks that they want to find a partner to work on themselves, rather than whining that it's too hard to find someone out in the outside world, because that's never going to get them anywhere. 6 months later, they're just still going to be whining, right?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. You seem introspective today.
I am a little, I don't know what it is. I am a little quieter today, but
prayer to God. Every time we do this Peep show, they start mowing the grass outside. You probably will hear the mowers in a minute. Never fails. Once a week do they come by my house. It is always when I'm in here doing a Peep show. It's like they catch the vibe. Sue's live on the air. Let's go make noise around her house. Never fails.
Well, anyway, my dog isn't barking because she was whining all last night.
Oh, poor little thing. You're lucky we still have a doggy. I wish I did. So what are you introspective about?
Well, I'm kind of pondering on this giving receiving thing. I'm trying to figure out where to put it. I posted a little bit of it in that group with the women.
I saw that. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Because I'm thinking if I'm doing that in relationships, I'm probably doing that in my business too. So I'm kind of like, the point is, okay, let me explain it because nobody else knows what I'm talking about. What I've noticed in being married to Chris is that I immediately, if he does something for me, I feel like I immediately have to do something for him. If he gives me a massage, I think I got to give him a massage afterwards or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, and he's like, no, 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 relax, you know, enjoy it, you know. And I'm always in this such a phase of, if somebody does something for me, I got to give back, that I don't even relax and receive and enjoy what it is that somebody gave me. I'm not, it's like I'm not fully receptive or something. And so he's trying to retrain me to be receptive in a way. And I'm wondering whether that's not showing up in my business somewhere. A wise one. Can you tell me?
Probably. I mean, the habits we have in our personal lives, we take over into our business lives, right? I mean, that's the whole thing about.
I know there's parallel. So
yeah, working on ourselves to work on our business. That's true. I mean, we all do that. Not just you. We all do that. And I think there's a fine line about that. And I do think that women are worse than men about being able to really receive fully. It is almost like if you're listening to somebody and you're already formulating your answer in your mind before they have finished talking, then you're not fully receiving what they're saying. And in the same way, if you're getting a massage or somebody is making dinner for you, I think we as women jump to, oh, well, I've got to make up for that somehow. But you really don't have to make up for every single solitary little thing that happens. I mean, your time will come. I always feel like, you know, karma will circle around. And, you know, like lately, Bill's been taking really super good care of me. And then, you know, Jake died on Friday. And now we're kind of into this mode where we're really supporting each other because we're both so taken aback and so sad. So I think there's an ebb and flow, and there's this spaces in between where you can just kind of, fully receive. And then you can go on the other side of the stream. And I know people who take, and they never give. And then that's irritating too. They have a different kind of internal mechanism that they need to work on. Yours is you're hypervigilant about being even Steven and being you know, reciprocal. You're hypervigilant about it. So you can relax your hypervigilance about it. Somebody else might need to be more hypervigilant about it. You know, because we're all different in that way.
Yeah. Well, it occurred to me that I'm almost over delivering again. Because my entire day is around what I'm going to make for dinner, you know, and that it's a nice experience for the family, you know. And it's like, I am giving constantly, you know, and then I feel like, oh, I got to give back even if he stops to give me a massage or something. It's just, I don't know. It's just something's off and over delivering with me, I think.
You know, for most people, when they have that kind of issue, they have somewhere in their background been taught either overtly or subtly that if they don't immediately reciprocate and give back, that person who gave to them might leave.
I wonder if that's what
that is the way you keep people hooked to you, by always reciprocating and saying what a good girl you are. I notice it and I reciprocate. And so you get that training somewhere in your childhood from a friend or from a parent, you know, or from a sibling, maybe, you know, you get that training. So you have to kind of think back about that and then undo that training. It's probably served you very well when you were doing it, and now it doesn't serve you. Because you know how it is. We all had things that we did as a kid. They served us at the time, right? They were survival mechanisms when we were a kid, but they don't serve us now.
Right. I don't know if I'm afraid somebody's going to go away or not. I don't really.
Yeah.
I don't have any fear around that. but there could be something underneath it about.
Or, you know, it might be that you have had training that you're always supposed to be, that it's wrong to relax.
I think that's it. Because my mother was always doing something. If you lay down,
it's wrong to lay down. It's wrong to relax. It's wrong.
I think that's it.
It's a hypervigilant thing. Yeah.
I think that's it. Because my mom was always doing something. So.
Yeah. I mean, this is a terrible story, but it's a true story. I have a cousin who whose husband's mother was over the top about serving her husband her whole entire married life. I mean, to the point, I mean, I would have never done it. You know, he never poured his own glass of tea. He never folded his own clothes. He never did anything. He never took off his own shoes. I mean, like a slave. You know? And I remember so vividly that back about 3 or 4 years ago, we happened to run into her somewhere in a different town. And she said, you know, when my husband died 3 years ago, all of my sons were wanting me to move in with them, and I didn't want to continue that circle. And I said to them, I waited on my husband hand and foot for 38 years, and he's gone, and I am finally free, and I will never wait on another human being again. And that was so striking to me, that it was so embedded in her. I mean, she did probably feel like a slave. And I'm so opposite that, because Bill and I are so independent. I mean, I hardly ever go in the kitchen. Bill is the cook, and we cook together sometimes. But, you know, he does it. I did it for a lot of years. And one day I said, you know, it's your turn. I don't want to do it anymore. You go do it for a while. But she... to that point, I mean, she said the day he died, I got my freedom, and I'm no longer a slave. Wow. I felt so, I mean, I remember tearing up. I mean, I felt for her. But I also thought, why the hell did she ever put herself in that situation? Because I, by God, would have never been in that situation. And Marnie, I don't think you would have been either. But that was her culture, you know, and that was what she did.
Yeah. I remember my mom, we'd make a tray of food and bring it to my dad's while he watched the news or whatever, you know. And then after a while, my mom got tired of doing that. It's like, I'm always having to make you a tray. And he goes, I never asked you to do that. It's like, you know, I think sometimes we just think we got to do something, you know, and then, I mean, we bring all of that stuff on ourselves. Sometimes it may not even be the other person who's expecting it, you know.
I know. I see that a lot. I think women are bad about it. Back when I had the massage practice, you know, the fall of the year was always problematic because women would start canceling their appointments and say, well, Johnny needs these new shoes for soccer and they're $150 and I just don't think that I can come for a massage this week. Well, usually I would treat the couple, or my clinic would treat the couple. By God, the man wasn't coming in there and canceling his appointment. He'd come in there and flop down on that table. He'd go, oh, my God, back to school. We just had to pay $150 for Johnny's shoes. I mean, this would be the husband of that wife. And I'm done. I need this massage more than anything now because we're just shelling out right and left. He wanted his massage. He saw it as a part of keeping him going, where the woman would be Miss Martyr, Miss Martyr, Miss Martyr, and give all that up. And it'd be funny. I mean, I'd be wanting to say, well, honey, your husband hadn't canceled his appointment. So why do you feel like you got to cancel yours? But whatever. They had a life lesson to learn, you know. They had to be the martyr, the victim. That's not, my head is not there, and I'm not very, what is the word? Compassionate, I guess you would say, or accepting of that.
Yeah.
Are we done? Do we have any questions?
I don't see any questions. I know we have some viewers watching, but.
Oh, well, hi, everyone. We're glad to have you here. If you have a question, let us know.
They just, only question we had was why we didn't start on time. So.
We had technical difficulties. That has never happened before. I mean, I had my computer open. I was sitting right here, and I always have my phone just in case you call, Marnie. And I was like, well, she hadn't called and it hadn't started. And where is she? So,
should have called you.
I don't know. I don't know what the deal was about. We do apologize. So we're going to be on next week, and Marnie will probably feel less introspective and more chatty. And we're always happy to take your questions because, you know, it's tough. I mean, life as a business owner, you have to step up, and it's tough. It's harder than it looks, and we're here to help if we can be of help. So we're happy to have your questions.
Yep. Send them on.
That it?
I think
All
that's it.
right. Okay. Bye, everybody. Thank you for being here. Blessings to you. Bye-bye.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.